Now, what was it that gave Daniel such hope? We discovered it last week. He saw in his vision at night, given to him by God, a great statue. What did the statue look like? It had a head of gold which represented the ancient Iraqi kingdom of Babylon. It was followed in turn by a chest of silver. What did the silver represent? The nation of Iran would conquer Iraq. Silver knocks over the gold, so to speak. It was followed in turn by the Greek Empire, the thighs of brass. Now, ancient Greece conquered ancient Persia. So we've got Babylon, Persia, Greece, but Greece hasn't lasted forever. Instead, we had the fourth metal in the image, which represented the next empire, Rome. Now, the Roman Empire ruled for hundreds of years. What would happen to the Roman Empire? Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome? Was there a fifth? No. The Roman Empire divided, and in Daniel's statue dream, it was represented by feet of iron and clay. They don't really mix very well, and Europe has remained divided until today. In fact, it's a recent hot topic. People are saying, even today, can the euro last? For many years, people were thinking, wow, Europe's going to unite. The dream said, no, it won't. You would have 5 major divisions of world influence. That would be ancient Iraq, ancient Iran, followed by the Greek Empire, followed by the Roman Empire, which would divide, and it's divided still today. How does it end? Well, it's a great messianic prophecy that one day a Messiah will come and everything will become wonderful and brand new once again. So there's hope. And that's what Mr. Kunda was talking about. He became a Christian not just because of the daily benefit, but because he believes Jesus Christ, Messiah, would give life beyond death. But how did the king receive this vision? Well, we've got Pastor Neil Thompson.
Hi, James.
Yeah. What did the king Nebuchadnezzar in ancient Iraq think of this particular dream?
Well, look, he rewarded Daniel handsomely for giving him the details. But then he sets about straight away building a rebellion against that, because he just basically thought, no, he is going to be the ruler of the earth. And so he sets himself up a statute in worship of the sun. And, you know, the dimensions of the statute is 60 cubits high by 6 cubits. Okay. So it's the whole 666 thing sort of all happening there. And it's all in his act of rebellion against God. And he didn't want to say that God was the ruler of everything, but he wanted to say, well, life comes from the sun and life comes from the earth. And so he's raging against that.
Okay, so this ancient clash of ideas is still around today, and the clash of ideas simply is, who made everything? Has everything come from just something, nothing, a long time ago? Is life a random accident? Is it just a result of scientific processes? Or is there a loving, benevolent creator God? This was the argument they were having back then.
Absolutely, of course they were. And in the heart of it, you've got these young men who are caught up in the midst of this great crucible, a real test of their faith. And the king is saying, no, there is no God, there is no ruler over all of the events of the earth, and I am the greatest. And so he was going to rule forever. That was his motivation. Yeah,
and the 3 Hebrew young men decided they'd rebel against the king so they'd stay truthful and faithful to the God they believed in. The king said, I'm going to throw you in a burning fiery furnace. I'm going to roast you alive. There's no God who's ever been designed by any human imagination who's more powerful than my despotic power. I'll throw you in that fire. You'll never get out. And what happened?
Well, it's a real classic, because in the fit of his rage, he throws them in to this furnace, which he now heats 7 times hotter. As the Babylonian soldiers throw them in, they die from the heat exposure. And in the midst of that fire, there's a 4th figure appears.
And the 4th figure?
Is like the Son of Man, or it's a figure of Christ who's appearing there with them. And it's really a great story for us, that in the midst of the most trying circumstances, God is there.
Okay, well, the God of the universe appeared with them in the fire to rescue them. You could walk anywhere with God. I'll walk with God